Hey, go-getters. It is Tune Up Tuesday. Hope you're having a great week. You know, today I thought I would share something that happened this past weekend that really made my day. Actually made my weekend. So I had a young man reach out to me. He reconnected to me through social media and we chatted. And he was like, it's been a long time. And it had actually been almost 14 years since we've met. And he said that a story I told him had a fundamental impact on how he approached his professional life to this day. And he retold me the story, and I was just blown away by the fact that it was that valuable to him and he was that appreciative. Really made me feel really good. It's a story I tell all the time, or multiple times throughout the year. So I thought, I would retell the story today for Tune Up Tuesday. And it's more of a challenge than it actually is a story. And it's a story that was designed to illustrate the value of being in real action towards your goal, being outside of your head, translating your thoughts into real physical action. In other ways I talk about it, I'm talking about creating evidence. You're leaving a trail of evidence. Your action always creates and leaves a trail of some type of evidence. And the story that he remembered and retold me, and now I'm going to retell you if you've been following me for a while, is the story of the deaf judge. The deaf judge. Here's how it goes. Here's how the challenge goes. Imagine that there's an invisible judge that's been assigned to watch you. The judge is deaf. He cannot hear anything you say or anything you say to other people. But the judge starts watching you a couple of minutes before you wake up in the morning, and he follows you around, invisible. He follows you everywhere you go, and he keeps watching you until you go to sleep at night. Now, the judge cannot hear at all, but the judge is very observant, and he takes copious notes. He can take rapid, copious, detailed notes. And here is the challenge and the question. Remember, the judge is deaf, so the judge can never hear anything you say about what you intend to do, anything you say about your dreams or your challenges or your successes or your excuses. All of that's just you moving your lips. The judge doesn't hear any of that. The judge just writes down copious notes on what he sees you do throughout the day. Now, at the end of a week or at the end of some period of time, the judge then goes before a panel of judges and he pleads your case. And his role is to tell that panel of judges what your goals are, what your dreams are, what you truly desire, because this panel has incredible magical power. They can make things happen just by willing it so. So if the judge does a great job of letting the panel know what you want, they have the power of making that thing show up in your life in the real world. Here's the question. How well would the judge be able to convey to the panel what you want? I'll give you a couple of examples. There are many people that say they want to radically transform their life. And there are a lot of people say that, right? But there are different degrees of what people do about it. So in one case, the deaf judge is going to watch somebody, and over the course of time, they're going to have followed that person through the grocery store. They're going to see them looking at the labels of everything they put in the basket or not put in the basket. They're going to watch this person reading magazines or reading blog posts or reading articles or reading books about health and body transformation or whatever it is. They're going to watch this person wake up in the morning, and they're going to see this person, regardless of what look they have on their face, whether it's enthusiastic or not. They're going to see this person get up and lace up and put on their coat and get out there and go on their walks or go to the gym or meet their trainer or meet their boot camp group or meet their exercise club or cut on the video and do these. They're going to see these people do this consistently all the time. So in that case, the judge is going to be able to say, okay, obviously this person wants to radically or change their health or change their body. They're going to be in the ballpark. In some cases, they're going to be very accurate based upon the evidence that the judge can see as to what that person wants. He's going to take it to the panel. The panel's going to do their magic snap, and that person's going to get that transformation. They're going to lose that 30 pounds, or they're going to gain that 10 pounds, or they're going to get that 6 pounds. Whatever it is they want, it will suddenly appear. Other people that claim to have the same goal or desire, the judge won't be in any of the description of what the judge describes to the panel when he explains to them what you've done with every hour of your day, with every day of your week, with every week of the month, right? But they all are chartered to do this, so they all go to see what it is that you want. And the idea of this deaf judge thing, it makes you conscious of the fact that you have to do something in the real world. You have to do something beyond think about it and talk about it. You actually have to be about it. You have to take action, and you have to take the type of action that creates evidence and leaves a trail of evidence so clear that the deaf judge can plead your case to the panel, and the panel can deem it so. Another quick example, you have some people out there that saying, they want to be this super successful business person, whether in corporate America or as their own captain of industry running their own enterprise. They make this claim, they say that's what they want to do. Some cases, people that have said that, the judge is not going to see any evidence of that, or they're going to see a little evidence of it. They're going to see you maybe read an article one day, and they're going to see you meet with people. Remember, they can't hear what you say. So even if you meet with people and talk about your dreams and your goals and what you're trying to do, the deaf judge is just going to sit there, and the most he's going to be able to write down is that you meet with groups of people and have great conversations, active, energetic conversations. Other people, they're going to see, people going online, reading blog posts. They're going to see people listening to podcasts. They're going to see the title of the podcast, what the podcast is about. They're going to see, they're watching podcasts about launching businesses, CEO mindset, how to be a business owner, all these things. They're going to see you making time before you go to bed or in the morning when you're reading coffee. They're going to see you're making your way, even if you just read a couple of pages. The deaf judge is going to see that you're reading from a book on a certain thing. And the deaf judge is going to be able to write down reading books on launching a business, understand this person clearly wants to launch their own business or wants to be successful in some type of business venture. The deaf judge is going to make that case to the panel. The panel is going to snap their fingers, and in the magic snap of that fingers, the very next person you sit next to in a coffee shop, when you have your random conversation with the strangers randomly sitting next to you, is going to be that person, that one person that you needed to meet to make some incredible thing happen to shorten your path to success. You know how often that has happened in my life, where the person I just happened to meet, or the person I just happened to be next to, or the person I'm just talking about happens to be the exact person or the friend of a person that is monumental significant in my quest about whatever that is. Happened too many times to even recount. Happens all the time. And when you adopt this mindset of constantly creating physical evidence, even if you do it in the game we're playing as if they were a deaf judge, like you're creating this evidence that a deaf judge would be able to clearly understand what your mission is so that the deaf judge can plead your case and help magic show up in your life. The more you adopt this mindset, because that's what this is, the more you will adjust your behavior to do this consistently. And the more you do this consistently, you will be creating momentum. All of that evidence, that trail of evidence you're creating, is creating momentum. And that's going to be what puts you in the right place at the right time for magic to happen. That one break in your job, that person finally left and it created the opportunity for you to move into their role, fully ready and fully qualified. Or that person that you need to meet to introduce you in to that ideal client will just happen to be in your path. You might literally bump into them. It will start to happen so often that you will become addicted to just using this as your formula. For the next great thing you want to accomplish, you will immediately start to create evidence to that end. And you will become very motivated in your ability to affect things that your circumstances say you cannot control. Your circumstances say you cannot control what happens in the hierarchy of people's positions in the company you work for. Your circumstances will not give you evidence that you can influence the who and the what and the where and the person you might meet at your random who sit next to you at the sports bar or the coffee shop, or who you have a random conversation with in the park as you walk your dog. But I truly believe in my heart of hearts, if you adopt this simple game, this mindset, where you're constantly creating evidence, you're constantly creating physical trail of evidence, somehow things just organize and they just appear. How often in my future life, like tomorrow and by tomorrow's tomorrow, will I bump into the exact person I need to happen, to meet, to make something I'm currently working on better? Absolutely it's going to happen. I absolutely expect it to happen. It's going to happen for sure. It's going to happen. So that's the mindset, right? And that mindset is critical for you being on the lookout for those opportunities, those breaks, those persons, that leverage point, right? Is it self-fulfilling? Maybe. It doesn't matter what it is if it plays out in your real world. Now, do I believe that? I actually believe that everybody I'm introduced to, everybody I random sit next to, has a gift for me. Now, will I recognize it? Will I be able to identify it? That's on me. That depends on how good I am at looking for it. That depends on how much I'm convicted to the belief that somewhere in that person's connections, personality, background, contacts is one of the things that I'm looking for. That makes me a different kind of person with strangers when I meet them. That makes me inquisitive about who they are, inquisitive about what they do. These things are just second nature to me now because of my expectation. And the good thing about it is you can view it as being completely selfish if you want. I'm only being super friendly and interested because I think someplace buried in the puzzle is a prize for me. Maybe. Or I, through my course of doing this over and over and over for selfish reasons, realize the positive things that come out of this type of behavior anyway, and I just adjust my behavior to do that all the time. Whether or not I find the gift in it, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter because quite often the experience and the pleasure of the interaction is pleasant and it's worth it and it's either fun or valuable. So this is the value in this simple mindset idea / game / challenge. With the deaf judge that followed you around today, last week, for the entirety of last week, for the entirety of last month, would they have a clue? Would they, when they tell the panel of magic magicians what to create that's going to be consistent with what you want, will they nail it? Will they be remotely close to it? Or will they just give the panel bits and random pieces of different things that translate them trying to snap their fingers and make things appear that you want? And what you end up with is just almost those things, glimpses of those things. Ooh, that was almost kind of what I wanted. That was, ooh, almost the kind of person I wanted to meet. And that might not be random. It might just be because you almost created enough evidence for the deaf judge to do a great job with the panel on your behalf. That's it, my friends. The deaf judge expanded. I hope it was meaningful, and I hope it was useful, and I hope you think about that from time to time, and I hope it moves you into action. Create some evidence today.